I'm trying to do. And if certain people get offended, we apologize, but it's not
comedy.
yeah, it's comedy and it's my experience. And again, it's not something where I'm trying to set our people's back, 10 years.
Let me ask you this last question. You never thought of doing comedy? You done comedy, stand-up comedy before?
Nah, I'm more of an improv person.
Gotcha.
I feel like I will overthink because I've hosted, right? People have asked me, hey, I'm doing a stand-up show. Can you want to host? And you have your little bits and stuff like that. But for me, that's an animal, that's a beast that I respect, and I'm just not wired to be someone that can do stand-up comedy.
Copy.
Niggas' egos be too fragile.
Yeah. That shit is not easy. That shit is not easy.
The fuck off the stage.
That shit is not easy.
Fuck you, man. No, fuck you.
Shout out to the stand-up comics because that shit looks tough. That shit looks tough.
Yeah. Before we go into our last segment, last question I'll ask you.
Oh, okay.
Is
we can make this 2 hours.
Oh God.
It's like I'm always cognizant of the guest time and shit.
It's fine.
Because you know how long I've been trying to ask this man to be a guest on the podcast.
That's weird that you haven't jumped in.
No, he was like,
no, he got a kid.
No, because he's like, yo, I don't know.
He got a lot going on.
This nigga had to do a whole background check. He's like, yo, Jerry, is the podcast even any good?
Oh shit! No way.
Shout out to Jerry. Thanks, Jerry, for snitching. It's good. Yo, I got to lie on the podcast. No pushback.
Yeah, man. It's like, yo, nigga Jerry said, yeah, man, motherfucker doesn't support me. He didn't even listen to the episode until I told him.
Oh wow.
But true talk.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's okay.
There's so much that gets lost in the sauce.
Oh, bro,
That's true.
God damn,
I support you on that one.
But the moment that I knew that he was on, I listened to it. I was like, oh wow, okay, that was really, really good. I was fact checking too. How we always have to fact check. I'm like, all right, sure, but that was fun. It's fun.
You've done all that, and then in most recent memory during the pandemic and the lockdowns, I'm watching Netflix, and I'm just you in your crib, they ain't shit
Like
to
all
do,
of us.
like everybody.
Locked in.
And there's this random ass movie I decide to watch. I might be wrong on the title, and please correct me. It's something along the lines of Vampires in the Bronx or some shit like that. Is it? What was it?
You got it. 94% correct. It's Vampires versus the Bronx.
Versus the Bronx.
Yeah.
And yo, you're there, and it's a film. In my personal take on it, I might be wrong. It's about gentrification and all that kind of stuff. And rather than calling out developers, vampires directly, they flip it and make vampires developers, right? So because that's fake, that's not real. So it's a play on the subliminal topics and all this kind of stuff. And yo, lo and behold, it's a scene there. Who the fuck I see in the movie?
No fucking way.
Oh my God.
No fucking way.
Yes.
Mi gente is 20th of the year. We're in the Netflix now. I'm watching that shit tonight in my apartment. I'm watching that shit tonight in my apartment.
Done.
Wearing the same outfit he saw in the magazine.
We're about to say.
They had this nigga casted as like thug number 3 or
Fuck
something.
outta
I don't
here,
even know,
word.
but
I'm watching that shit tonight. I'm watching that shit tonight.
yo, and he's just there. And the thing is that I know Mike.
Yeah.
He's not a thug.
I'm not. I'm not.
And so he's there. He's just behind, the vampires or whatever. And he just looks so out of his element. But I'm like, it's comedy, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm watching it, but instinctually it came out because I'm chilling with my girl and I'm like, babe, I know him. You're like, fucking Mike.
Hey, that's the Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV screen. Me.
That is hilarious.
And I was like, oh shit, shout out and whatever. And how the fuck was that experience? Like, did that gain any traction for you considering the circumstances of the world or?
Well, to go back. I met Oz when he was on SNL, so he was the director of the digital shorts.
Because you were in Dave Chappelle's skit of The Walking Dead.
Yes.
On SNL.
Yes.
Bang, another one with my man. Wait, I'm watching motherfucking SNL because I don't watch that shit at all, except when Dave Chappelle's on. And Chappelle has a skit where he does The Walking Dead, and I forgot, what it was about exactly. And he's doing the whole Negan thing. And he's like knocking heads off. And out of nowhere, fucking Mike again!
Fucking Mike just keep popping up.
It's the where's Waldo? I take pride in that.
Babe, that's him again!
Yo, what the fuck? Fucking Mike, word up.
That's dope. And so you met the casting person through there?
So no. So the way it worked was there's a Dominican website called remolacha.net.
What?
Are we aware of the remolacha?
No.
yo no sabía.
You want to know? You want to know the first time I went viral? I'll tell you right now. The first time I went viral.
I fucking love remolacha.
Yes, thank you.
I love that shit.
Ron,
Forever.
you're involved in this. The first time I ever went viral was the trailer for Juan Bago that was posted on Remolacha that even the cast members of Aventura saw back then.
That shit goes
because
way back.
everything that was posted on remolacha.net, every breathing Dominican saw it. It was the #1 blog in Dominican Republic and everywhere that there's a Dominican in there. So, Remo,
shit.
because
Something else to search for tonight.
Yes.
Word up.
So because I remember it went viral because we had the video uploaded and it was a beat that you danced. Remember that beat?
Yes.
And it was Who is Juan Bago, right? Shout outs to Julian who did the voiceover. And he's like, Who is Juan Bago? So they're like, yo, what the fuck is this Dominican movie in English about Washington Heights and this lazy dude? And Remolacha posted it and we had it like uploaded in the website and the fucking website crashed because so many Dominicans were watching it.
Oh, wow.
That's what's up.
Yes. So fast forward 11 years later, Remo was like, yo, there's a Dominican director in SNL. He does the digital shorts. Oz Rodriguez. I would like for you to interview Oz Rodriguez at SNL. Yo,
That's
I
what's
was
up.
that shit. It was 2016. I was shitting bricks. You're
Mind
telling
blown.
me I fucking gotta go to SNL?
Word up.
In the H, and I went and I interviewed Oz in his office, talking about how it felt, all the stuff, and we stayed in touch. And this is where I learned, and a lot of actors have dealt with this. New York actors have dealt with this when they're like in Law and Order, and they're like doing little roles that sometimes can get cut out. So fast forward. Fast forward, another story time with Bago. Fast forward, Oz was like, yo, I'm doing a film. I'm doing a digital short. Drake is the host. Would you like to be, a background? I'm like, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I shout out to Ariel Ferreira, who he's like, if you know someone else, come. So Ariel and I go. And everyone at the time was like, I look like Drake. I did even like a fake poster. Everyone was like, you look like Drake, you look like Drake, you look like Drake. So I'm amped right now. I gotta go to SNL and I'm waiting for that moment that I can see Drake. And I'm like, yo, they say that I look like you.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
This is it.
Right now, pack like, yo.
I'm like, I'm not gonna tell nobody, but I'm gonna be in this video. And when I go cut, I'm gonna be like, yo, we look like each other, man. But what happens, a lot of the hosts that go in, they make them shave their facial hair. So yeah, pa que? I have the beard, he doesn't, so now I can't go to him and be like, yo, we looking like whatever.
Right.
But that's fine, because I'm gonna be in this video. And everyone's gonna be like, because that was the whole joke. You look like Drake, you look like Drake. I'm in the video with Drake. So I'm there, I'm doing the background, he's doing a song, the whole nine. I'm in frame, I'm like, cool. I'm telling everybody, yo, watch SNL tonight.
Man.
I'm in the fucking video. I'm in this shit. Stay tuned.
Man.
But I haven't seen SNL. But I'm in it, bro.
Don't
And I'm with
worry.
Drake.
Don't worry.
I'm in Drake. Watch. So Ariel and I are together. Boom. They're telling him go here, go there. Video comes out, and I'm not in it.
Damn.
But my boy Ariel is.
Oh, okay.
And he's sharing it, that's when you know, like, true form where you like, you become the hater. Because my boy's like, I'm in the Drake video. I was like, fuck y'all,
Are you
man.
telling
You fucking plus
you
one.
telling everybody?
Yo.
I swear I was there.
Everyone's like, yo, I saw the video. You weren't in it. But
I
I
was
saw
there.
Ariel.
Your boy.
Fuck y'all, man.
I swear to you
Heartbroken,
guys,
yo.
I was there. I saw Drake.
So that's where I learned. And that's what happened when a lot of the videos that would come out, I wouldn't say nothing. And
Imagine PTSD.
I knew I was in it because I got a text message
For
on
life.
social. Is that Bago? Yeah. But I learned my lesson because then Ariel got camera time.
Damn.
So I never see that video ever again. I never watched that one.
That sucks.
But Oz was so gracious to say,
I'ma
yo,
go
we
look at
need representation, background, and whole nine. We need my Dominicans. Shout out to Heido, a couple other people that I know that we got some background stuff in there, and it's a cool look, and it's a great experience. And as a filmmaker, and as somebody that loves to do sketch comedy, SNL digital short is number one. Why? Because the script is approved on a Thursday. They got to shoot it on a Friday, and it has to air on a Saturday. Wow. And I got to see some of the process where they're editing it to the last second. And sometimes because remember, like, if the host goes 2 minutes over or a minute over, they got to trim.
Oh, shit,
And sometimes even the digital has to get trimmed. So they're editing at the last second.
Damn.
And then if you think about it, how you were talking about prior, Fearless Mike, I'm like, yo, I'm going to shoot something. I don't care. But as time goes on, they're like, yo, you're going to shoot a sketch? Man, I need 3 weeks because I need to edit this and that. SNL showing it to you that you could shoot something on a Friday, have it edit. You can do it in one day. So to watch that and on set, to understand that you don't have a couple of days to shoot this sketch.
Yeah.
You have hours. And then you have the host that has to be in the digital short, but then has to go back to HH to rehearse for their stuff. So you only have a couple of hours with some of these actors. So when you watch that, it's a master class of sketch comedy. So even if I wasn't in the sketch, I'm learning. This is master class
Good way
for
to put
free.
it. Yeah.
Watching
Yeah.
it. And one of the best things about Oz Rodriguez is under all that pressure, super cool.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
How
Like,
cool.
everything
I
is
like
just,
that.
he may be dealing with it, but on set with so much moving parts and all that stuff, he's chilling. I learned that, and that was the best experience. So fast forward, he's doing the film. I knew about the film. I knew about he was creating it, but then he was like, yo, all right, I got a role for you. And funny enough, one more time, I'm thinking, all right, I got a line actually. You hear me before you see me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I have a line. They were shooting, and it's so funny because I have like one line, and I remember like, he's like, all right, this is gonna be your line. I'm like, all right. So I remember, I'm like, okay, yo, for like 2 hours, I'm just like, all right, oh, yo, shoot him gonna piss on himself. That was my line, like that. I'm like,
What was it?
he gonna pee on himself, like that. But I'm so comedically wired that I say it in a comedic way. Like, this is don't.
Yeah.
But I remember that. But then I remember watching one of the cuts, and I'm like, ah, damn. You hear it, but yo, you heard that? That's me. But you can't.
You don't see him?
You don't see that, but you do see. So
You see
a lot
him.
of people,
You see him standing there.
a lot of people saw me, but by the time they see me, I'm dead. No spoiler alert. You're like, oh shit, that's he dead. Se murió. Oh,
Se murió Mike.
honey, can you rewind that real quick and freeze frame that?
Se murió Mike.
I'm in the stuff, but by the time you see close up me, it's over.
Damn.
But you hear me, so now that next time you hear it, there's a scene where there's a kid and him there, and then the leader guy, he's like, hey, you got to do this, and the kid decides to go to the bathroom. I'm not giving it away, but he's going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I have a line, but you don't see it. And that's
You can still watch it.
you can still watch it.
Dracula versus the Bronx. Dracula, right? Versus the Bronx.
That's
Vampire.
Vampire.
That's
Dracula.
Dre, though, we technically there's a void. We can do that one. We could do Dracula versus the
That
Bronx.
could be the remix.
We do the remix. My character
Dracula
comes
versus the
back.
Heights.
My character comes back. That's the spin-off.
Yo.
Because remember,
Now you become
the
Dracula.
vampires killed me, so I'm dead.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I come back.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Dracula. versus
Diablo.
the Bronx.
Where the fuck did I get Dracula?
All right, hold on.
Right.
Yo, so you finally started showing up in films and in episodes of skits that you had been recording and actually now following through on showing up, meaning that you weren't edited out.
Yes.
And you know your experience of being shook and not telling people at the expense of being fucking roasted a todo lo que da. Because, yo, my man, niggas do not
not right,
forgive.
it's not right, it's
Yo,
not
they're
right,
not.
it's not
Like, yo, we're not a supportive group of people.
No, you're not.
Like, by nature.
We wish you wasn't in the fucking video. Yo, you heard Mike is in the video? That motherfucker's not, son. That's the problem. That's the problem, bro. That's the fucking problem. Fuck
That's what they
that.
really
Fucking
shared
liar.
it. They were like, oh, this is the video he's not in.
Yeah. That's
Yo,
right.
and motherfuckers will remind you.
Yeah.
Yo, Mike, remember that time you told me you were supposed to be in that video?
Oh, shit.
You think your chest will cave in so
It's
quick.
horrible. It's horrible. But as long as you know you was there, that's what counts.
I was on set. Look at my BTS pic.
Tú tenías un selfie pic.
Yeah, that's what you had to do. Some
Yeah.
selfies. Yeah, that's what you
At
had to do.
least.
Yeah, you got the selfie with Drake?
No.
Damn, no.
No, I
Then it
had to
wasn't real.
respect that. I had to
And you didn't put it
respect
in
that.
and you didn't put it on the gram?
No,
No, then it didn't happen, bro.
It didn't.
It's not reality, bro.
It's not reality.
bro.
It was a dream.
And they don't tell you you about to get cut, right? Like, yo, I'm sorry,
no,
you didn't
but
make
They
the
didn't give you
cut.
a heads up because he had told everybody.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
He thought.
That's right.
Thought wrong.
I
Yeah.
found out.
And you went, so bang, fast forward, now you're actually coming out on shit. And
Now
niggas
what,
is like,
motherfucker?
yo.
Yeah. They don't even watch
I don't
those.
say anything. Like I kind of know because sometimes the first digital short is like a right after midnight. So I know that if my phone starts to I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
and then that's it. And then I look and then, but if not, I'm like whatever. So
He's saying that those
Whatever.
expectations
Yeah.
very, very low.
Fuck that.
That trauma.
Fuck that.
I was on the last Chappelle one. I'm in it.
Oh, and the new
The
one?
Game of Thrones one.
You know what the thing is?
Oh,
I didn't
shit.
see it live. I was gonna ask you about Game of Thrones, but I didn't know it was on the Chappelle joint. I didn't see it because I only saw the monologue. Fucking NBC
Yeah,
puts a whole or whatever. What channel is it? NBC?
Yeah.
They put a whole. You got to subscribe to Peacock shit, and it's like, nah, I ain't giving you not even my 99 cents, bro. No te lo voy a dar. No te lo voy a dar.
Out of pride, I'm not
Like
gonna give it
literally,
to you.
I was like, all right, so you try to go on YouTube, but now they have a whole monopoly on that shit, and you gotta like scroll. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But I didn't know you were on that one. But I did see some pictures on your gram, you in like ancient.
Yeah, so
time.
I played shout out to Oz again because Oz actually came in to direct one of those sketches. So I was there, but again, I'm already, I'm doing the background, but you sort of have to see how the cameras are and everything. I'm in there, but it's like real quick.
Niggas like that. He could.
You're not getting me this time.
Niggas supposed to be the motherfucker that doesn't move with the palo. You know,
Not getting me
with the
this
whole
time,
spear.
motherfuckers.
Niggas
Nah,
like that.
not this time, motherfuckers.
Niggas
Trey,
right
Trey.
behind Chappelle, bro, like that.
Fuck that,
Trey,
bro.
let me tell you something. I'm laughing really hard because I'm not gonna be specific about it. But
Pero.
when you're doing background work, less is more. But then you can tell who's a newbie background actor. When they let's say the scene is like, all right, you know what? There's gonna be a bird that's gonna come in, and you're gonna react to that. They're not talking to the background actor.
Yeah.
You gotta be. So through the years, I've seen where I'm like, oh, this guy's a newbie because he's reacting to it. There was one where it was like, yeah, I'm like, my man, you're gonna get cut out just because you're doing too much.
Oh, shit.
You're not a part of it. So I laugh because I've learned. I'm like, yo, I'm just here. If the director tells me do this specifically looking at me, then yes. But I've learned through the years.
Yeah.
I've seen that where the background actor is like, oh, ha ha ha. That's the direction. Bet I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm like, oh my god,
Thinking that they're gonna stand out. Thinking they're gonna stand out or something that they're gonna
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they can get that and they can loop it on Instagram. You know what I mean?
copy.
And those are the first motherfuckers that get cut out.
Yeah.
And
lo hagas.
were you that guy at one point?
No, Well,
So you were just getting cut
no,
out.
because
My man follow instructions.
No, but again, Ron, like I've had experience of doing the sketches and understanding there's fillers, there's to make it. So I knew from back when. The only thing you don't know sometimes is, okay, how's the camera setting? Like you sometimes might think, okay, I'm gonna be in it, but if it really depends on the editing, and you don't know that, and that's where I thought there's no way I'm not in it in the Drake video.
Oh, three fucking
Cameras
cameras.
on it at the same time. time. There's
Right
no
here.
way.
Aquí estamos aquí,
You know what
estoy
I'm
aquí.
saying?
Damn.
And then now it makes even more sense when the experienced background actors are kind of like in your frame and they're like doing like this. I'm like, why is the motherfucker running? Yo, get away!
Yeah,
They know they're getting camera time.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you know, it's like in basketball, you gotta box out.
Yeah.
So sometimes they
Yeah.
box out.
Yeah.
Background actors, they box
They
out.
gotta box out.
Yeah,
It's
they
the only
box
way.
out.
Yo,
It makes sense though. It makes sense
all
though.
the background dancers are always dancing on top of each other in music videos.
Hello.
Bang,
Yeah.
bro. Never. I'm over here thinking, yo, it's a whole big party. Nah, bitches just trying to get camera
exactly
time.
what it
They
is.
all like-
Exactly what it is, yo. Like, why everybody so close to each other in this motherfucker?
They all trying to be
All
in.
of them, everybody. You know,
Yo,
nobody getting cut, man.
Just learn something
Nobody
totally
getting cut.
new. Everybody's in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ya lo sabes.
Yo, you
Everybody.
become a mathematician when you become a background actor. 'Cause
Bro.
you gotta like figure out, all right, I got like 16% of the camera frame.
Bro,
I got
when you
this.
see a rapper make a video on they block, you ever seen those type of videos? Everybody
jumping on there.
Yo, ni malo, cabrón.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere, you get a motherfucking ballerina.
Yeah, we're like, how the fuck?
Like, the bitch don't even fucking fit in the scene, but
For
she in
real,
there.
Like, people make sure they get in there.
The best is like, let's say, right, like the camera is like right here and it's shooting you. There'll be a background actor here, action, and they're like all in, and it's like, no, the camera's not even on you. Take a break, go get some water,
Relax,
go
relax,
to Crafty, go to
relax.
Crafty. Don't worry about
Fuckers
it. You're
wrong
not,
with you, relax.
you're not on camera.
How about when they're slowly
Relax.
moving in?
Oh no, of course.
Little by little, inching in.
Of course.
Little by little.
the worst. Here's the thing about it too, and this is like SAG rules. You say a line, that's it. You got a line. You're getting paid a certain scale. So sometimes these background actors get so bravado that scene is like, oh yeah, that's right. Yo, what the fuck? He's
I need
not-
my $10,000 check, nigga.
Yo, my man, we can't give you residuals. Why are you saying like that?
My man, why you yelling?
Yo, who is this
Relax.
dude right here?
Take a deep breath.
Yo, take a deep
You know
breath,
what I
bro.
mean? So
And
it's-
for people that don't know what SAG is, SAG is Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's like their insurance and,
And
the
all that,
union and all that good
This
stuff.
is why your listeners appreciate you. You're educating. Like I'm
Yeah.
throwing
Yeah,
acronyms
estoy
out there. And
aprendiendo,
it's like,
taking notes.
But if you got a line right on the movie and they cut you, do you still keep the bread, or they pay you after the movie
pay you
comes
before?
out? Yeah, how that work?
that's a great question, actually.
Like,
I
you've been
think you
cut,
still do
but-
get. I think you still get. I think if you're getting recorded and you're saying the line, you still
Still
do
get
get
paid,
paid.
even if you get
but
cut.
do not quote. But yes.
Okay.
It's more of there's been people that didn't have a line, and at the moment. And this is where directors can get in trouble. They're like, yeah, say a line. Once you say a line, that's it. Like
You're an actor.
That becomes an expensive. Like, yeah, go ahead, say a line.
Yeah.
Like, even when you hear a movie or watch a movie and you're like, "Mira, loco, cómo tú estás?" That right there, you're getting paid.
The
And you
person that yells
and
that out?
and you're getting residuals.
That's what's up. Let's
Word.
go.
Residuals.
Damn.
Go.
You get that.
You're
For that
getting
one
a
line.
fraction
For that
of
one
a
line.
penny.
Yeah.
You getting that $2.18 like
Yo, man, the
Interest?
postage stamp,
That's up.
the envelope, and the check itself cost more than that residual you're getting.
That's where you get these individuals on Instagram that they'll put a screenshot of the check, but they blur it out.
Yeah.
No, I just got my
My
residual.
residuals, bro. My
And then you gotta be the
residuals.
troll, like, yo, but unblur it. Let me see the dollar amount.
And those will be the people in the Instagram. You gotta wake up early. You gotta do this if you want to be an actor, man.
You gotta wake up at 4:30 in the morning. And you can't complain.
12
You
cents.
can't complain.
You can't complain. Drink your green juice and but
Don't be on social media for 2 hours when you wake up.
You better stop that
Let
shit.
your mind be wide, right?
Better stop that shit.
Yo,
Two words in my whole fucking fucking movie,
The
bro.
tiki-taki told me.
Tiki-taki.
yo, why people lie so much, yo?
Bro, it's the clout. It's the clout, man.
Dude, it's that cloud chasing.
That
bro.
cloud
We could go on a
chasing.
whole other episode.
No.
about
Oh, that's
that,
a whole
bro.
that's a whole different
That's a
ballgame.
whole different episode.
Because it's the holiday season. There's that song that goes, "It's the holiday season," and I
Holiday
go,
season.
"It's a bippity boop and a tickety tock," and I've been saying it like that for years.
Okay.
It's nowhere near that.
No?
Oh, it's not?
No, it's like it's a hippity hop and a dickory dock.
Oh.
And I've been calling it because I'm like, it's a bippity boop and a tickety tock. And I'm like, yo, my verse is so much better.
It's in the same realm.
It is the same realm.
That's
It's fucking
fugazi.
Tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
Semantics.
Yo, because I know you got a dip. You've been mentioned. You sure you good? All right.
I'm good.
I'm good too, bro.
You sure? Like,
We could do another episode right after
Like,
this.
yeah.
Start from the top.
Everybody just go home, get dressed.
Yeah, we just change it up.
Change it up.
Don't play with me.
Yeah.
She texted me. She was like, "Yo, I don't know what to wear." I'm like, "Ropa."
They only gonna catch you from here down, so you're good. You're good. You're good.
Dre and I
Yeah,
could just
yeah.
switch outfits.
From here down, you good. Just-
I'm over
This is
here
shirt.
moving an entire fucking living room around, and I check my phone and it says I'm running late. I don't know what to wear. I'm like, fuck y'all. I wish I had these problems right now.
Very true.
Joaquin's doing a whole modular living room setup.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So now, fast forward.
Yes.
We're now here, present day.
Yes.
What is future Mike looking forward to?
Future Mike. Future Mike.
Because we talked about
Futuro
past,
Mike.
we talked about
Present.
kind of present.
Kind of present.
But what is future?
What's in the works, Mike? What's in the works, my brother? What's in the works, man?
Díganos.
So this is something where people
heard.
5 years from now have to listen to it and be like, oh my God, he said it.
Ese mamá huevo no hizo nada.
I told you. I've been checking YouTube for 5 years.
Loco, I saw the video on SNL. No estaba ahí. Todavía no estaba ahí.
Todavía no está
Está
ahí.
loco, chamaquito. Great question, right? Because I think if you asked me 5 years ago, like, what are you gonna do 5 years? Like the last couple of years, I've just been focused on writing because I was involved in sketch world. I was involved in podcasting. I was involved in a bunch of stuff. But right now, I really want to create long form and television stuff. And so I think my focus is on that because at the end of the day, and like I said, like experience wise, and you know this, and it's a thing where it's like there was no blueprint. There was no blueprint. All the stuff that we were doing, like no one was like, "Yo, this is how you're gonna do it." Especially how
You guys were
social
the
media,
blueprint.
right? Especially with social media and how things are and things going viral. But I'm back to what got me started when I did 3 outlines and I had to pick one of them and I made a film out of it. It was supposed to be a short. So right now I'm back into just focusing on writing. I have a son. And I only have a certain amount of time and energy, and I'm going to put everything in there because I'm confident with the acting and with all the stuff. It'll be there, especially when you're writing and you're an opportunity that you can write a small role. You can write yourself in there. But my main focus right now is just writing. I will be able to do some. You were gracious to borrow some of your time on some man in the street stuff that I did. So I will have some digital projects. But the main focus thing that I want to do is writing. I mean, we know about the representation. We know about characters. We know about Latinos on TV and film. And I think that all the experience that I've gotten all this time, I want to channel it and put it into some great comedy stuff with representation that are Latinos
That's what's up.
on the big and the small and the digital screen stuff like that. That's what I want to do. I will always have some passion projects. You know, every year or so, I came out with Gente de Thrones. I came out with DR Ninja. There's stuff that every year we do some Narcos that was based on Narco stuff. So every year I would like to just put something that I could put on the socials and allow it to go where it has to go. But my main thing right now is just doing the writing and focusing and putting all that energy in there.
One thing you just reminded me of that we did not touch on, because we're in Manhattan, so we're in Washington Heights.
Uptown, baby.
But there is another nearby demographic that lives right over the bridge that is our demographic, and their channels get different commercials for different consumer consumer outreach. And my man over here did a commercial for a liquor store where his character was Fernando the party planner.
Yeah.
Why? Wait. Why you say it like that? Because my man, I remember one time just crossing paths with him, and I forgot who the fuck was there. And they were like, Fernando!
Get the fuck out of here.
I am Fernando. I am Fernando. I am Fernando, the party planner. I plan your
fuck they talking to? And then I remembered que este tigre tenía a whole commercial, a whole fucking franchise commercial in the Bronx.
Okay.
For Fernando the Party Planner. If I'm not wrong, right? Like,
Dude, we could go another half hour deep dive because recently, it came back up as far as like I'm not shitting you. That character is a legend in the Bronx. I'm not. Like what happened was it was back in '08. My boy, shout out to Victor Cruz, the comedian. He could not do the commercial. And this production company was in charge of creating a character for this liquor store. And it was called Fernando the Party Planner, of course. And the guys were like, I'm in their conference room. They're like, all right, you know, you think you can make this funny? And I'm like, can I make this funny? We shot it. That shit was just, yo, there was a point where if I'm in the Bronx,
Done.
there was one time they had me shoot a commercial.
just to be clear, there are not many times he's in the Bronx.
So it's multiple commercials. It's multiple commercials.
It was so bad. People will call the liquor store to talk to Fernando.
Oh,
Fuck out of here.
I shot a commercial. They had me do a digital thing right there in front of the liquor store, and for a half hour straight, people were honking the core. Fernando. Another deep dive. Let me
crazy.
Let me tell you another story. I told you about the Chivo. I told you about all the stuff. Let me tell you another one. Fernando was so big that a father asked the liquor store if Fernando can visit the hospital for his sick child to lift his spirits.
So you fucking
Stop
kidding me?
it.
So I had to put on the
Fucking
Fernando the
Yo.
Party Planner outfit.
This
like
nigga was a
character.
Make-A-Wish. You was a fucking Make-A-Wish, bro. That's big, bro.
yo.
So they were like, yo, we could give you some money, but this kid is such a huge Fernando the Party Planner fan.
Yeah, bro.
And I had to go
I'm
visit
mad
this kid.
confused.
I had to visit this kid in a hospital in the Bronx.
Damn.
Where this
It's
this
in
guy,
Mejorogo, right?
Yes. Okay. But I had to go visit this kid to lift his spirits.
That's what's up,
as
yo.
Fernando the Party Planner. For Halloween, people were posting up pictures of Fernando the Party Planner. And it literally, and when Drake did the Migos video that he had the thing, everyone was calling him out saying, yo, that's Fernando the Party Planner. That trended because he had the same hair and the
That
same
came
thing.
around full circle though.
And so that's
Drake
where
became
You
That-
wanted to be Drake,
And
nigga,
Drake became
you.
Oh,
Niggas like, fuck, I didn't even think about
He
that.
didn't even think of
full circle there.
But it was unreal. I will never. Let me tell you something. I remember he was so big. So I went to this birthday party, and the person threw the birthday party like on 42nd and 10th on a rooftop, and there was a bunch of like dudes from the Bronx, like hard dudes.
You
And
don't
there were a lot
want
of
thugs.
we're in 2022, so I don't want to say that, right? So shout out to Jamie, because Jamie was my plus one. Jamie Fernandez, Jay Ferns. He's with me, and we're on this rooftop, and there's a lot of beautiful girls and stuff, but all these dudes were giving me hard looks. And I'm like, Jamie, I think I'm gonna get fucked up. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I looked at the wrong butt. I don't know what's going on. And I'm like a little concerned because dudes were like, they were grilling me like this. They're like, and I'm like, oh damn. So the end of the night comes. We're all downstairs, the rooftop, and we're on the street level. And one of the girls is like, oh my God, I'm so rude. This is my friend, Juan Bago. You might know him. He's Fernando the Party Planner. All the dudes were giving me a hard look. They're like, I knew it, yo. I was looking at you. I was staring at you. And I was trying to, I didn't know because you didn't have the wig. I was like, my man, I knew, oh, yo, come over here, dogs. Yo, I go to that liquor store because of you, dogs. And I looked at Jamie. I was like, yo, I'm shitting bricks.
Yeah, but what year is this though?
This is like 2010-ish. Before Pankong. That's it. But I was like, it was so nuts.
Didn't you have like a whole fucking autograph signing
That's what I'm
session?
saying.
No
Like,
way,
yo.
dude. They had
I'm
a
not making
cutout.
this shit up.
They had a cutout, and people put it. Dude, I'm telling you, it was big.
They got these commercials on YouTube.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to
bro.
look at it.
Look it up.
And I did a
That's
song.
our thing. There's a lot of shit to look up tonight.
I did a song and that went, I am Fernando. It was like a house song. I am the Fernando. I am the body plant. That one I didn't lip sync. But it shit went. There was on the 1 year, it was like the best, worst commercial ever nationally. It got voted #1 because it was so campy, but on purpose.
Is that
Let
liquor
it be known it was
still there?
intentional.
Dude,
Best
it's
worst
still
commercial
there,
shit.
and it's still, yo, like, again, that's, now there's a new era, but there's still people that are like, yo, that commercial
Same
was-
owners and everything?
Same owners, same
Listen, you could
everything.
probably go in
What's
there
up, yo?
and get
Of
yourself a
course.
bottle here and there.
Gratis. Gratis.
No, dude, it was just, it's
It's a super residual.
that went, but that was another way of going viral.
Yeah.
It's in the Bronx.
But you understand that he was, I'm not, like, we're saying viral and we're thinking digital, right?
Yeah.
No, my man was
It's
on
hood
TV.
viral.
That's
he was on a
viral
TV
like,
commercial.
yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
And
I went viral analog style, bro.
Okay.
Yo, un
Grassroots.
comercial, like, it
I
was
think-
there. I forgot whose fucking crib I was chilling in. And it was one of those situations.
I think you
Like, you know the
topped it.
Liberato commercials?
Yeah. Oh, like that, like that,
bro.
But I think you topped it with the fucking Make-A-Wish, bro. I think there's celebrities that don't even
Done.
make it to a
That's
fucking
true.
Make-A-Wish, bro.
That's true.
My man had
You
a
blew
sick
my mind
boy.
with that
Shout out
one.
to the boy.
For
Shout out
real.
to the kid that wished to see my. Yo, that is fucking amazing,
Yo,
bro.
that kid had reasonable and attainable expectations of
That's
life.
serious.
It's right here. Look at this. Look at here. Look at that.
Oh shit!
Look at that.
They got the hair.
Yeah, but definitely
Same
put that.
that shirt.
Yo,
That made me
that-
say, yeah, man.
Yo, you been through some shit. You been
yo,
bro.
yo.
We got a legend in our podcast.
You know?
Yeah, like yo,
Juan done it all.
you been doing a lot, man.
And we didn't even talk about what really, if I put things in, like, a viral video after social media was Puerto Ricans versus Dominicans.
Oh, yeah,
was
that too, that too.
That
Yeah,
was
that's right.
at that time. So, but it's so funny because I have my son now. He's 9 months, and he makes me laugh so much. And I figured out in the smallest molecule, sometimes what goes viral with is my facial expressions. Like, I'm a lot of eye, a lot of, rubber. That's like Jim Carrey in his heyday.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so
Right.
funny in there because I see my son and my son makes me laugh of some of his reactions. Like, oh my God, that's just like Pops in that sense. And that's sort of what, even with the pan con queso and all that, it's just something about some of my reaction shots that resonates on a level of subconsciousness that people are like, oh, that shit, I can't forget that shit. So it's been a lot of the stuff that I've done, and I figured it out. I was like, it's the facial expressions. It's like the eyes, the face and everything. But that Fernando one was such a mind fuck because a lot of dudes, I'm in the Bronx minding my business, and people are giving me
Yo.
hard looks.
For real.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my god.
Or at one point I was like, yo, my man, can I talk to you real quick? I seen you somewhere, I was like, you live in the Bronx? Yeah, Fernando. Oh, yeah. That's right, man. Yo, can I get some free liquor?
That is
I can't,
hilarious.
sir. I'm sorry. I can't.
Just a
No te
paid
dieron
actor.
cupones para dar.
I did it for the art.
No, that's just amazing. Yo, that's just
Do you
amazing.
add those type of projects to your resume?
have to, bro?
When there was a point I had to put that in the reel,
Had
of course,
to.
But no, I mean, as time goes on, it gets pushed back there, But yeah, it's been a fascinating journey being an independent creator and content and stuff like that. But those are moments that you find there was like it's so freaking crazy when people remember that. And
Well, because the thing is, now it's I would say I can deem it relatively accessible to create decent quality product with minimum hardware or to execute a somewhat decent project
Right.
without having tons of hardware, like tons of cameras and lighting and all that kind of shit. to do a commercial like that, this nigga needed cameras, bro. Like real
full
like
production
a
camera
full
type
team
shit.
and not like because
Sound guy with the boom like this.
Wow.
This is like, remember how your pops used to always film the family gatherings?
Yeah.
And my man had the fucking VHS
the big
aquí.
joint, the big joint. Yeah.
Yo, bro,
yeah.
era como caso en esos tiempos. Like, it wasn't too far off. Like, in order for you to have a decent quality
You gotta have
camera,
the biggest camera there is.
because if you had the handheld HD,
That shit is the dub.
it's grainy as fuck.
That shit was just
It
good
was
because it was
trash.
handheld.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Other than that, it was a wrap.
You know, it's so funny because if you think about that, right? Back in the day, you're in there, it's like a Spanish get together, whatever. Nowadays, everyone's doing a birthday thing and they got their phones and
Yeah.
they do the whole nine.
Sí.
But it's like you have an uncle. He's like, yeah,
still got
hágalo otra vez, yo. It's like you can't be natural when you got this huge ass thing on your shoulder. Dilo otra vez. Happy birthday to you. Aquí. It's so crazy because it's so in your face.
Yeah,
Can't miss it.
We used to do skits. Well, my father, we used to do skits, and he used to be mad because he used to be holding that shit for a while. And all my
Because
cousins were doing
déjame
shit. He's like, ya se terminó esta mierda, coño. Like, yo, pa, come on now. But
Yo,
yeah,
You know the
it's-
pressure you have to have. You're doing a skate. Coño, my
With your
shoulder
father
about
there,
to break
with your
off.
father coming out of work, fucking shoulder. He was like,
Yo, please tell me and share with me how you would bring this up to your pops. You were like, papi.
Papi, por favor. I think he was in a couple of them. I think I got some of them shits still in my mom's crib.
Oh,
Yo,
yo,
I got,
no, we gotta find them.
I have to
We gotta
dig. I have to
pull
dig
that
crates.
out.
Yeah.
Does it
My
have
father
like
used to
a
come.
VHS inside?
Yeah, that shit.
Damn.
And he used to come from the mechanic dirty as hell.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yo, y'all got VCRs?
No, we don't.
I got a VCR.
I would love to eavesdrop that conversation your dad had in order to say, yo voy a gastar dinero para comprar una capa. You know what I mean? Because that's clout too. If you have one of those big cameras.
He fucked up because every family gathering, niggas was just waiting for him.
Yeah. No.
He was the last one eating at Thanksgiving, bro.
Yeah. Because you know Dominican baby showers, man. Like, no. Well, we cannot start it until he comes with the camera to shoot everything.
Yo, bro, but the thing is that old habits don't die. Because my man, you know, like now we have modern day technology. My man still uses an iPad 1
Yeah.
to film and has it on a tripod.
That's his modern version, though.
And I'm like, yo, you know, like, no, we're not gonna change him. It's like, man, this at most we're gonna get is an iPad 1.
Gotta give him up to him.
And I don't even know where he transfers it
I
or
don't
where
know.
he
I don't
keeps
know. I think he
it.
just keeps it right there.
It's a thing for him. He's in the era like, no, smaller is no better. Bigger.
Exactly. He was like, it's crazy.
Where's all
It's
the
crazy.
stuff? You can't store all that stuff in a little thing. It has to be big. iPad 1.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's
man.
too much. It's too much.
Future Mike got more plans to create more, to do more stuff. I think you should add a children's book in there, given that you've now created life.
Yeah. Shout out to your son. What's his name?
Mateo Leon Diaz.
Wow.
That's already a
Powerful name, bro.
Mateo Leon.
Leon. Damn.
Yeah,
All right.
Is it Leon or Leon?
Leon. Because it has that rayita too.
Oh,
Oh, so they can't hit him with the Leon.
I'm Michael.
It's Leon.
I'm Michael, no
Yeah,
middle name. I
that's
was like,
like,
nah.
Fuck Leon.
We all
It's
did
gonna
that.
be
Because by the time
Leon.
he's old enough, it's gonna be all white. You know, Dominicans have Tyler now.
Yeah.
Tyler de Jesus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. I'm taking it back.
Yeah.
Keep it
Mateo
original.
Leon.
when my man Mike is talking about the rayita, he's talking about the tilde. The tilde is the accent mark.
Thank you.
We all
thank
knew
you,
what it
Ron.
was.
No, it's just for the
Sorry.
listeners. For the listeners, the fourth,
rayita,
the fourth,
rayita.
the fourth
Yeah.
wall. They said the rayita.
I stopped
Rayita.
using that rayita in my name. My name is Andres. I think back in the days, my father used to teach me how to write it with the fucking rayita.
Tengo rayita en el
Coño,
mi. Acento
tres.
en la I.
Uno más.
¿Sabe? Acento en la I.
Acento en la I.
Tú,
Yeah.
in Noemi?
Noemi.
Noemi.
Yeah.
With the rayita on top of the
Noemi,
E.
now you got the E.
What you call the
I. You could
What
do the E or the I.
Oh, the E or the I. What you call the little squiggle thing on top of the
Enye.
N? Enye.
Enye.
Yeah.
It's like mad. The whole fucking Spanish class.
The squiggle thing.
On the next Spanish
The
class
squiggle
podcast
thing.
with Ron
La
Kane and Trey.
CH.
La CH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, W? Wait, W? What's W?
W.
O
W?
W.
So it's not W?
In some places,
It
W.
depends the
W.
country Yeah.
Really?
Like this.
W.
This is the full circle TikTok version of your podcast that Dre's gonna find in 3 weeks. And he's gonna go in there.
Yeah, so we're gonna go into our final segment, which is called Last Call for Words. Usually I start with Dre, so I'll start with Dre and then work my way down, and we'll wrap up.
Laughter, man. Laughter is a fucking medicine. I swear to everybody, I laugh a lot. And I do that because I surround myself with people that enjoy themselves, love life, and love to laugh. And having y'all today was fucking amazing because my stomach and my cheeks fucking hurt.
You took my laugh.
That is like,
My face.
thank you, because now I know I'm gonna have a fucking awesome rest of my weekend. So that's all I needed. That medicine. That's all I
Dre,
needed.
just at 4:30 in the morning, you listen to this episode and chop it up. So every time your alarm goes off, it's a 5-minute chunk of the podcast.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
He's gonna walk away with a 4-pack.
Exactly.
A 4-pack of fucking hurting cheeks on the face.
See me with ice cubes, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was beautiful. My brother Mike Diaz, aka Juan Bago, aka
Mesa mi gente.
Mi Gente Man of the Year
Mi Gente
2002.
Yes.
AKA
what's the guy-
Latin Daddy.
AKA what's the guy from the Bronx right now?
Fernando the party planner.
Party planner.
A
Yes.
vampire.
AKA Vampire. That guy in the vampire movie.
Vampire versus the Bronx.
AKA Thug number 3.
Thug number 3.
Was that the one that made it or didn't make it?
I didn't make it.
AKA,
No. But if you
SNL.
watch the film, look at my eyes. I sell it that I'm about to die.
AKA SNL.
Oh yes, background actor,
Background
extraordinaire.
actor, Man of the
The
Year.
Man of the fucking year. There you go.
We're gonna create an award. Start it right
Dominican
there.
Drake.
Dominican Drake.
AKA, yeah.
AKA Drake trying to be Dominican Party Planner Fernando.
There you go. Yeah.
What would you like our listeners to take away from this conversation?
I wanna piggyback what Dre said. It's like it is laughter. It is because a lot of the stuff that I shared that was pain becomes laughter afterwards, right? So I just want to take from the whole conversation in here. If you're an artist or you're someone, just go through the experience. No fear. Go through it and enjoy the path. Because a lot of times people try to have that final product or they focus so much on the final result. But while you're at it, enjoy it and laugh.
Yeah.
This was great, bro. Because I feel like being a guest on this podcast, there's so much history. I mean, we're remembering back in Ed's apartment. And a lot of
Learning a whole lot.
Early 2000s.
a lot
That I
of
miss.
funnier moments in my life too is pre me applying it into arts with the big gym, with Ed's apartment, with a lot of the stuff.
Just your experience.
Just the experience. So I think it is enjoy life, enjoy the journey, and that pain will eventually become laughter and a bond.
Absolutely.
So I'm piggybacking
Absolutely.
laughter.
Noemi, thank you very much for being our special guest co-host. And it's been phenomenal having you here, and you adapted and picked up very quickly.
Yeah. I think she done this before.
First time.
First time? Oh,
First
shit, shout out.
time.
Give us some round of applause. That's what's up. That's what's up. You're a natural.
You got it on point.
You're a natural.
You're gonna be my fucking quick call. They can anytime I need a like I hit her up late last night. I was like, hey,
I was sleeping.
I was like, shit. I woke up this morning. I was like, still no reply.
I told you I had a late wake up this morning. That rain.
What would you like our guests to take away from this conversation?
I want to piggyback. Now let me stop. Network. That stood out. You just met just so many people, so many names, and I was like, yo, the connection brought you to where you at. It took you on a journey. You were able to experience those rooms with people you knew, your culture, and that's where we at. So community is big.
Yes, there you go. Connections, bro. Connections is everything.
It was super fucking deep.
I want to piggyback on her.
By the way, I was looking at your phone, Dominican Writers. Shout outs to the Dominican Writers. I'm actually a board member of the Dominican Writers, so I love what they're doing.
For sure.
And that's all about community and all about connections.
Yep.
Fuck it. So shout out.
Angie over there. Angie.
It's very interesting that what I'm sharing and what I'm seeing that is being shared throughout our modern day community is a beautiful shift. And because we're breaking so many traditional barriers and traumas and all these things, and not breaking because broken's broken, we're shifting because you can't fix something broken. And we're shifting into such a very, we're overcoming so many objections. I mean, what we joked around and said, just in casual candor, the hate is real. And when people, especially from relatives, more so I probably say relatives, because it comes with that they're scared for their own circumstances. True. And especially if I think all of us here are first generation Dominican American, so they're worried and consumed with their traumas and their worries, so they want you to get a stable job, get the benefits, get all those kind of things. So when you're over here sharing that you want to take a risk, for them, they're like, nigga, you got no cushion.
I'm not supporting you.
Exactly.
Tú te caes, you fall, that's on you, my man. I told you, ponte a piso and play it safe. Work for the hospital.
Vete a la escuela.
You know what I mean?
Get that $11.99 insurance.
You tiene trabajo.
¿Qué es lo que tú dices que no hay trabajo?
A man of a uniform, go. That's good.
And so now we're having different conversations, meaningful employment, purpose, drive, passion, and living life, taking risks, going down different paths. Because back then, coming up, there was only, you got to go down that paved road. And then you have a random person, a mentor, someone in your life that will tell you, well, the unpaved road sometimes leads to beautiful things and tell you all this kind of good stuff. But ese tigre está loco, then you'll get rebuttals and all this kind of stuff. And the more I am coming to find out about the Dominican creative community, especially in our neighborhood, there is like a big cultural hub. It's very supportive, very the reinforcement, the energy, the positivity. And I would highly probably suggest to a lot of people, because coming up, when we didn't have any means of networking to the degree that we can now, because everybody I've been connecting with now has been, let me get your IG. If I see that you're not a sicko, like if you're not a fucking predator, or if you're not on some other shit, they might trust you. Because even the way we cross paths, right? I think like on the third or fourth time, I was like, hey, come over to my place. I want to show you this PowerPoint presentation I've been working on. Yo, nigga, do you understand how many people would say no?
That is so funny. That is
But she came through. She was like, oh, all right. But she seen me like,
let me show you this PowerPoint.
The question is, how many people she told you she was coming, and how many people knew the address?
No, I was like, yo, look, yo, mira, this is what it is.
Yo, come to this PowerPoint. I can show you how to copy and paste. You know copy and paste? I can teach you how to copy and paste.
I told my brother before I came.
No, bro, everybody. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm about to set up an Instagram live. There's proof of everything. But nonetheless, even to do something like that today, it can be expedited through those checks and balances, right? Back then, we didn't know who the fuck we would trust.
Yeah.
And who you were building, who was serious, or who was even consistent or committed to wanting to pursue anything. That had the time, that made the time, and actually follow through.
Right.
You follow through on a lot of shit. Like a lot. And within the process, other people picked up as well. I know Jerry picked up. See my man on NBC. See my man on like real national TV shit. And I'm like, oh shit. And but what I took away from this conversation, and it is encompassing, I won't say piggyback.
Had to switch it up.
Yo, Ron was like, fuck, Mike used piggyback. Let me use piggyback. Fuck. I need another word.
Every time he was talking, he was thinking of a word.
Yeah, another word.
Encompassing sounds good.
Another word.
It embodies the spirit of everything you guys mentioned, which is to build with people that make you laugh, reinforcing positivity, building community, networking. Doing it with people that are actually following through, because yo, you cross paths with people that got ideas for days. Yo, when I started this podcast, I was begging people to join. I was begging people to show up. Yo, it was a process. And then I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna start talking to myself. just to get the ball rolling, you know what I mean? But I believe the ultimate motivation, the ultimate self-starter is just actually going through the motions, which is what you're sharing, just experiencing, living. Because the unfortunate reality is, if you don't put yourself out there, I humbly believe nothing will come about.
Sure.
And so what, even as we're backtracking and sharing all these wonderful stories, I know for a fact that many other people with much bigger egos would reject a lot of those opportunities that actually made you become a fucking hood legend.
Who you are right
Who
now.
you are.
Like,
And that opened up other opportunities. But I know the motherfuckers be like, nah, that's just beneath me. And we'll do that, of course. And I know a lot of people won't even partner with their friends or families that do want to try stuff and say, oh, nah, they ain't gonna do shit. That ain't gonna amount to anything, so why even bother? And so they already fucking dismiss you. Build with people that not only believe in the passion, but will follow through. Not only people that will have a dream, but will actually commit. Work with people that will be down to put in the fucking work. Because even if you're not in the front and center, you hold the fucking camera, hold the boom mic, keep people away from walking in the shots. Anything helps. Because if you commit, you're my brother, my sister, my everybody, things will fucking come back full circle. And if anything, what I've learned from this conversation is that, wow, life comes back full circle.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I think that will be my last call for words. And I just want to thank y'all for coming through. My brother,
Thank y'all.
Dre Drizzle,
Yes.
Mike Diaz, with all the fucking AKAs of the world. Noemi Diaz, no relationship that we know of yet. And I'm your boy, Ron Kane. Thank you very much for listening to Just Words Nobody Cares.
Yes. Oh, that shit was a good one.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Yo, bro,
How long we went?
we went over quite a bit, but
It's all good, man.
I'll definitely.
It gets real fun.
I'll fucking
That's fun.
No, that was fucking fantastic. Because once things are too organic, you're like, fuck, do you break the cycle?
Right.